At Eastland, go Mavericks. If you don't go there, you should go there. Best school. Anyways, so that was a little bit about me. And I have a really, really, really bad problem. Every single night when I go to bed around 9, 10 o'clock, and I get on this app. And if y'all will figure out what this app is. And I lose track of time. And I look down, and it's already like 12 o'clock, and I'm like, oh my gosh, just spent 3 hours. And if y'all know, it's TikTok. So, do any of y'all know what TikTok is? Y'all like TikTok? I think it's hilarious. I mean, I got TikTok famous, but a little bit. Okay, so if I make like little TikTok references in this, just know like, I had to do it. So, am I a Spisco girl since I'm wearing shell necklace? Okay, so tonight's my message is going to be about fear. And this entire message actually came to me while I was at FCA camp last year. We just got done with worship, and I sat down, and we were listening to the message. And I don't even remember what the message was about, but my mind was like zoned out, and I was thinking about something else. And God just put this whole like message in my head, and I just got a pen, notebook. I started writing all this down in my head, like every single word. And I was like, all the dots in my head were literally connected, and everything just made so much sense. And that's what I'm going to tell y'all tonight. So, and I'm going to start off by telling you a little background of me. So when I was little, I watched this movie. I don't know what movie it was, but there's a lot of movies that have like this type of situation in it. And it had a white van in it. Are any of y'all scared of white vans? Yeah. I am deathly scared of white vans. Anyways, in this movie, anytime a white van comes on in a movie, you just know that something is about to go down. Like someone's going to get kidnapped, something's going to happen. White vans equals bad. So ever since I saw that when I was little, I was traumatized. So now anytime I go to a grocery store, a parking lot, anything, and I'm looking, make sure there's no white vans around. And if there's a white van, I am staying in my car. I'm like, I'll call my mom and be like, hey, Mom, there's a white van. Come save me. Like, it's bad. Like, I do not like white vans. So that is probably my number one biggest fear is white vans. So, and I'm very, very, like, aware and cautious of my surroundings. So when I do go into a store or a parking lot or a restaurant, whatever, I'm making sure nothing suspicious is going on, because I'm not about to, like, get into something that's bad. So I'm very cautious, and I'm more cautious at night. So whenever I drive at night, like going home or something, if I see any headlights behind me, I automatically think someone is following me. It's because I watch way too many Criminal Minds, but I automatically think someone is following me. When it's literally just a random person going to their house, going out to eat, going to the store, whatever. But anytime I'm driving, someone like gets behind me, I'm like, oh no, they're following me. Like, I gotta get out. And one time, I actually did think someone was following me. I turned a couple streets. They were right behind me, and I figured out it was a cop, and they pulled me over. But we won't go there. We won't go to that story. So, that's a little background. And here's the story. Story time, yay. I'm gonna tell y'all. So, one time when I was coming home, it was like 11 o'clock or so at night. It was pitch black dark. Like, it was dark. You couldn't see anything. Like, the moon wasn't even out. I don't even think I saw any stars. It was that dark. So I was coming home. It's kind of creepy. And I parked in the street because my parents, they both park in the driveway. So I had to park in the street. And when I look up, I see just two headlights looking at me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, what? And it's like 3 houses down is the car that's like looking at me. And I was like, oh, maybe it's just a person that's about to like get in their car and drive off, or just like waiting for someone to come out into their house or something like that. But no, I sat there for 5 minutes watching those headlights. Nothing happened, and I started freaking out. I was like, oh my gosh, like, what is going on? And I live on the creepiest street ever. I say it's the creepiest street in Eastland. It is super creepy, especially at night. So I was sitting in my car, and I was like, okay, I'm not going to get out yet because I'm too scared. So I'm just going to look at those headlights. And have y'all ever, like, looked at something for so long it started to, like, move or, like, looks like it's, like, walking to you or coming closer or something like that? Well, by the time I got into 5 minutes of staring straight at it, it looked like it was moving closer to me. And I was like, oh my gosh, is this really, like, moving closer? So I had to, like, look down, rub my eyes, and, like get away, like, stop looking at it for a second. And I looked back up. I'm like, okay, good, it didn't move anywhere. So we're good there. And I was like, okay, I finally got enough courage to, like, get out of my car and, like, go inside because it's already, like, 11 o'clock and I'm sitting in my car looking at headlights. So I put my hand on the keys. I'm still looking at these headlights. As soon as I turn my keys, the headlights turn off. As soon as I turn off my car, the lights go off, and I'm like, oh no, like, is this just a coincidence, or are they about to, like, come and run at me and get me or something like that? And I was super scared, and I was like, I was shaking. I was so scared. I don't think I've ever been, like, that scared. And I was like, okay, I got to call my mom to come watch me come inside. So I called my mom. I was like, Mom, and I'm pretty sure she just woke up. She's like, what? And I was like, I could barely talk. I was so scared. I was shaking. I was like, and she was like, what is it, Brooklyn? What is it? And I was like, there's headlights and scary. I was just, come watch me come inside. And she was like, okay, I'll come watch you. I was like, hurry. And she's like, I'm coming. Like, give me time to get out of bed. So she opens the door. As soon as I see her, I sprint to the door. I'm like, okay. She's like, what was wrong? What was wrong? I'm like, there was headlights and they were really scary. So nothing happened, but it was just really scary. And she was like, oh my goodness. Like, you woke me up for this? Like, really? I was like, yeah. She's like, okay. But I got inside. Everything was fine. It was probably just a random person coincidentally turned off the car. But I say all this because, like, our fears usually aren't even real. It's just the devil putting thoughts in our heads that, like, aren't even, like, real. He's just making up stuff in our head. Like, that was a random car, and the devil was putting stuff in my head saying, oh, it's just a creepy dude gonna come kidnap you, when really it wasn't. And it was all in my head. And it was dark too. And the devil likes to lurk in the darkness, and that's when he likes to tell you all these creepy things are gonna happen when really they aren't. So, at night, and the darkness is a little scary, but maybe not like the actual darkness, but what's like inside the darkness. But that's all the devil, like, he's in the darkness. He is the darkness because he is evil, he is bad, and he is dark, and that's what, like, all he wants to do is attack you and tell you all these dark things that are going to happen when really they aren't. And so, and that's why the darkness is scary, is because the devil puts these fears in our head that the darkness is scary. And in every movie situation where there's something scary happening in a movie, it's always at night. Have y'all noticed that? Like, any, like, kidnapping or, like, Criminal Minds things, it's always at night. And that's because the devil is in the darkness, and the darkness, like, is the devil. So, has anyone ever heard of the song Tremble? Y'all know what I'm talking about? I'm not going to sing it for you, but it goes like, Jesus, Jesus, you make the darkness tremble, that one. So, I wish I could sing for you, but I can't. It's really bad. So, well, I'll go back to my church camp story. And like I said, we just got done with worship and we were sitting down listening to the message. And we just had played that song Tremble. And back then I could not stand that song. It was the most annoying song ever. I did not like listening to it. It was way too overplayed. I listened to it like way too much. And I was like, oh my gosh, this song is so annoying. Please stop playing it. But for some reason, I was focusing so hard on that song. I was like just thinking about that song, the song that I didn't like. I was just thinking about it, thinking of the words. And for some reason, the word tremble was really emphasized in my head. I was just really like focusing on that one word, tremble. And it's a really weird word. Like, no one ever says like tremble that much. Like, hey, I was trembling. Like, no one really uses that word. So then, while I was thinking of this word and this song, God all of a sudden just popped this right in my head. And it was literally just like, it all snapped. All the dots were connected. Like, it made so much sense. The word tremble. And the definition of tremble is shaking in fear. Like, you are shaking. You are like scared. You're not just scared. You are scared. Like, you are shaking. Almost like how I was in the car, but not quite. You are like trembling. And then I went back to the song. Once I like found out what the word tremble meant, I went back to the song. And it says, Jesus, Jesus, you make the darkness tremble. So, like, if that blew my mind, like the devil, like, which is the darkness which is the devil, and I see that Jesus makes them tremble in fear, when I'm like scared of them and Jesus is making them scared and making them tremble, not just scared, trembling, like tremble, like that song is so big to me. And like shaking in fear. They're not just scared of Jesus, they're trembling. And like, why in the world would I not want Jesus on my side if Jesus is making them tremble in fear? Like, why wouldn't I want him to be on my side when I'm scared? Like, that just doesn't make sense to me. So, okay, so I'll give y'all an example of this. Can I have Kevin? Kevin to the stage. And Dad. Okay, I'll give y'all a good example here. Okay. So, Kevin, you can stand right there, and Dad, you can stand right there. Okay. Say I was in a fight with him, my dad. Say I was going to fight it out. So, who do y'all think would win? Me? Him? Okay. Well, I'm pretty strong. Okay, not really. Okay, so obviously, Zach, my dad, would win. It's almost it's a 100% guaranteed he would win. So, we fight it out. He wins. We go into a second fight. This time, though, I have Kevin on my team. Me and Kevin against Dad. Who do y'all think are going to win this time? Oh, okay. No offense, but I think me and Kevin would win. So, me and Kevin fight it out. It's a 100% guarantee that me and Kevin would win. 100%. 100% guaranteed that me and Kevin would win. So, me and Kevin win. This time, we go into a third fight. Me and my dad go into a third fight. This time, I have the choice whether I want to fight by myself or whether I want to fight with Kevin. What would y'all do? Obviously, we would pick fight with Kevin. So, I pick fight with Kevin. We win. So, there's no reason why I wouldn't pick Kevin. So, that'd just be dumb. Fight by myself. I would obviously lose. So, I would pick Kevin. Okay, thanks. Okay, do y'all kind of get it, though? Did y'all get what I was saying? So if I'm in a fight or I'm scared of the devil, I am 100% guaranteed going to lose against the devil if I'm by myself. But if I had Jesus on my side, we would 100% guaranteed win. So that it was just like that. Kevin and my dad, I'd lose by myself, I'd win with Kevin. I'd lose against the devil if I was in a fight with the devil. But if I had Jesus on my side, I would obviously win. And it's all your choice. He's always there, but it's your choice if you want him to be on your team or not. And obviously, y'all would want him to be on y'all's team and take the dub. So he actually tells us in Deuteronomy 31:8, he will never leave you nor forsake you. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. I love this verse because, he is always there. He's never going to leave you. Okay? And to, do not be afraid because he is there, and you shouldn't be scared of the devil when Jesus makes the devil tremble. So, and there's also another verse, Joshua 1:9. It says, have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Again, it says, do not be afraid. Am I going to be afraid now? No, it says it twice. It says it way more, but it's in here. It's just 2 verses that said that. So I'm not going to be afraid now because I know that he is with me wherever I go. And so whenever we are scared, just remember that you have the one that makes the darkness tremble on your side. You have the, I can't think of the word. I can't think of it. Oh, well. But you have the one that makes the darkness tremble on your side, so you are obviously going to win. And he tells us, do not be afraid because he is always with you. Also, in Isaiah 35:4, it says, say to those with fearful hearts, be strong, do not fear. Your God will come. He will come with vengeance. With divine retribution, he will come to save you. Again, it says, do not fear. Do not be afraid. And when you are in those type of situations, he will come with vengeance, and come to save you. He is there ready to save you. You just have to ask him. And so when we are scared and in trouble, kind of like how I was in the car, you can remember that Jesus is always there and he will come and save you from the darkness and the devil. I wish I would have remembered that when I was sitting in the car. I really didn't. But if I did, I would have been more comforted and reassured. I probably wouldn't have even been scared. I've been like, Jesus with me. Nothing's going to happen because I have him with me. I can just walk safely to my house. And so one verse that I wish I would have remembered when I was sitting in the car was Psalms 23:4. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. This is my favorite one. I wish I would have remembered this one. But it's so true, though. Even though we walk through the dark valley, in my case, the dark street, I should not fear no evil in the street, no evil anywhere, because he is with me, and his rod and his staff is comforting me. So this is actually a song, right? This is a song. Though I walk through the valley, I forgot the words, but it goes something like that. If I remembered the words, I would sing it for you. Just kidding, I wouldn't. But it's actually a song, a really good song, and it literally is so comforting and reassuring to me that Jesus will walk through the darkness and my troubles with me. And I think that's about all I have for tonight. But just remember that Jesus, he's always with you. And don't be scared of anything, frightened of anything of the devil, because he makes them tremble and you shouldn't be trembling of them. So I'll pray, and I think we'll be done. So everybody bow your heads. Dear God, thank you for tonight. I pray that everybody's eyes were opened and they can see now that you are always with them, and that you are the one who makes the darkness tremble, and that they will never have any fears, and that they will always come to you when they are in need. And thank you, Jesus, for all of the people that came tonight. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank you.
Wow, what a good